Alright guys, on today's episode we are going to be redoing the bumpers on my wife's 2014 SRT Jeep. I'm going to show you step by step of how I did it, and you might learn something, you might try it yourself, I don't know, but if you do, good luck. It's not that bad, it just takes time and practice, but we're going to jump into it. You guys don't know a lot about this Jeep, but we bought it as a rebuilder, needed a motor, and I made the motor worse than it was when I bought it, but we will get into that later when the motor comes. But today we'll be doing the bumpers now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I decided as I wait for the engine, since it's taken a while. It's taken a while because they're putting head studs in it, and the head studs are on back order or something. They're just taking longer than they should. But the front bumper has spider cracks in it, then a chip here. So as I wait for the motor, I'm gonna pull this off and spray this bumper along with the back bumper also. There's a little bit of damage on there. The back one's not too bad, it's just right there. So I'm gonna pull these bumpers off, get them primed, paint them probably the next day so they look a lot better. I might even take this off, I don't know yet. If these are easy to come off, I'll do that too. But let me knock these bumpers off, and then I'll show you what holds them on so you know how to take them off yourself. I've took a front one off of these before. They're not too bad, but previous owner must have had bigger wheels or lowered this at one time, so I'm gonna have to order new inner liners. Looks kind of tacky. I hate these plastic clips, pop rivets. Stupid. But let me rip these off, and then we'll go from there. There it is. So you're gonna have the plastic pop rivets here. Once you get those off, there's a 10 millimeter up here that holds it on, and these clips unclip. The bottom has 10 millimeters to hold these in. A couple there. Since the liner's broke, it's kind of floppy. But. And then the top just has those push clips. The plastic rivets, I like to take a brand new razor blade and I just cut them off. It takes way faster than trying to drill them out. And you can do it with the wheel on if you wanted. They cut pretty easy. It's got some HIDs in here for the fog lights. I don't know if I'm a fan of those yet. I'll probably switch them out, but got her off. So let's get to sanding. So I'm making some progress on the sanding of the front bumper. And if I knew that it was this bad, I probably would have just bought a new one, because the time I have into it, I could have just bought a new one. But I'll show you these are the stress cracks that obviously some of you guys probably had this happen to your bumper. Well, when something like this happens, it's kind of a pain to fix. It's not just a simple sand and prime. It is, but you got to sand quite a bit. So you'll see the layers here. This bumper's been painted several times. That's the main reason it's happened. The paint's getting thick, so when the bumper flexes, it just cracks now because the paint's too thick. So when you sand, you get the top layer off, and then you get the second layer, and you can see in the primer, you can still see some of this stuff. So you got to essentially get all the primer off to the bare. So I'm going down to bare nothing on this bumper, essentially everywhere, which takes a lot of time, quite a bit of sandpaper. And then after that, we'll prime it and then let the primer dry for a day, and then sand the primer again with 400, and then seal it and paint it. So it's kind of a lot of steps, But like I said, I should have just bought a new bumper at this point, but we're already this far, so we're just gonna finish it. As you can see, this is why a lot of your body friends don't like to redo bumpers. It is dirty, it is not fun. But I'm calling it quits on this. It's ready for primer. I think I got all the flaws. Dude, this bumper's probably been painted 4 times and nobody stripped it the last coat down previously to the next one. So it's easily avoidable to sand down 1 coat at least, or if it's been painted 3 times, sand down 2 so it doesn't come back. But obviously if the body shop is just trying to knock it out, they don't care. But so I sanded down quite a bit. So since I went this far, I'm going to shave these factory holes for your front license plate. You probably won't run a front license plate on this, so I'm going to shave these, bond them up before I prime it. And now we can pull the back bumper off and get going on that. And that's how that one's off. So mine had push pins here. Pretty sure they're supposed to be plastic pop rivets. First, you gotta take these off. I didn't know that. 1 clip fell out. Probably get all new ones anyway. Gonna have to retape it. That's always fun. And then you got a 10mm here, both sides. The ones I didn't know about are behind here. There's a 10 on each side. One was missing in mine. And same thing over here. Looks like you got hit here before. Or maybe that's why this damage is here. Yeah, she's off. Let's get her sanded. Here we got the taillights all sanded. I decided to smoke them, give it more of a murdered look. Not a huge fan of murdered vehicles anymore, but I'm gonna go back to it with this one just because I think it'll look pretty good. We're gonna leave the brakes, so we might paint them purple. Not sure yet. But I'm gonna mask these up and get them sprayed. Got them all sprayed. Came out awesome. One of these had a pretty nasty gouge in it, so I don't know if I'll replace it later on down the road or not. But it really shows in the booth, but outside it's not too bad. But yeah, they look a lot better. I went pretty light on them because I don't want to get pulled over, but it turned out pretty good. All right, finally got them all sanded. We're gonna prime these babies. Today's Wednesday, so we'll prime them today. I probably won't get to them until this weekend to spray them, unless I catch up with everything at work. So we're gonna prime these along with this customer hood for G8, and then after that, we'll prep it and paint them. There they are, all primed up. if I have time this weekend, I'll sand and spray them. Well, I got the bumpers sanded for the second time after I primed them. As you can see, this is why body guys hate redoing bumpers. Whole shop's full of dust. But finally got them sanded. About to go spray them today so I can dry over Thanksgiving. So I can give them 2 days to dry nice. And they sanded fine. So let's get them washed up. I'll probably wash the floor since it's all dirty in here now. Look at that, everything's dust. It sucks. But get them washed up, get them in the booth, and then we'll spray them. Just got them sealed. So I washed them with water and soap before I put them in here, and then you dry them completely off. I didn't have to seal the whole back bumper since I only primed a small spot. I just like to seal everything. My paint jobs come out way nicer. So this piece I didn't spend a lot of time on. The last guy just hacked the paint job. A lot of it was blown off, and I'm not going to take the time to sand in there and feather etch all that. I'm just going to buy a new one. I'm going to paint this for the time being. Exhaust melted it anyway on both sides. So like I said, I'm going to order a new one. The paint coat is metallic black, which is PXR. It always matches dead on, so I'm not too worried. So I'm just basically spraying that for the time being until my new one shows up. But let's mix some paint and get to the next step. Time for clear. Time for some clear. And we gotta go home. Which I'm more excited about than ever. After doing these stupid bumpers. Two more coats and I'm out of here. Like I said, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So these bumpers will be sitting here for a couple days, which I always enjoy, coming back to something that's completely done and you can throw on. Could do it the next day after I bake it, but it still seems to be really fragile. So after a couple days, you don't have to be as careful. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Figured I'd stop in and put these together, see how they look. Turned out pretty dang good. So probably throw these on right now and get the Jeep back together before the motor shows. And here's the front one put together except the grill. I'm gonna order more clips for it because those guys used push pins in there, whoever did it last time. But it came out pretty good. I scratched it a little bit just because clear is so light, but they'll buff right out. So let's put the rear one together. Got it all put together. Looks pretty dang good. Can't really see any of the chips on that bottom lower piece, but I still ordered a new one. I decided not to put it on yet. In a later video, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna fix this little dent here, and I don't want to tape line, so I don't want to put the bumper on, pull it back off. So I'm gonna wait until this quarter's painted, which we'll have to have the motor in to get it in the paint booth. So that's where we're at. So next time we'll probably show the engine getting put in and the bumpers put on, and then probably cleaning it up a little bit. So that's about where I'm at with this project. So thanks for watching.